What's happening, y'all? It's me coming back at you again with another vid. This time it's a post-fight review between Amir Imam and Jose Ramirez for the vacant WBC light welterweight title. Where do I begin? I picked Ramirez to win this fight for the simple reason: one, because he has the mental strength; two, um, I just know that Imam, given the fact that he suffered a very tough and mental heartbreaking loss to a devastating loss to Adrian Granados a couple of 3 years, about almost 3 years back. Um, he hasn't really been the same guy. I know he's been taking like some three soft touches. I didn't realize it was three of them because his last three fights before this fight with Ramirez were not even televised. you know, so that would explain why I haven't seen him in a while. But I just think that he wasn't really in good form, especially after that Granados fight. It probably took something out of him from a psychological standpoint. It probably scarred him because he was actually in the ring with someone who was actually there to compete and who was willing to try to win at will against him. And it's kind of like when he start to feel the pressure for the first time, he starts to break down. Kind of similar to how Zab Judah and Willie Monroe, how they behave when the pressure is set on them. In situations like that, in fights, when they can't get their way, they have a mental and psychological breakdown. But in this particular fight, that's exactly what I saw, because Ramirez was pressuring him on. He didn't give him any chance to throw his shots from a distance, which Aman's very accustomed to. Because the only way he can win this fight is from keeping his range and fight and box from the outside and pick his shots. And Ramirez, for the most part, didn't give him any chances to do so. In fact, Ramirez hurt him at least about, I would say, three, four times in this fight too. He started to pressure him. He started to break him down a bit. Yeah, Ramirez was just picking his shots, and he just pretty much did what he wanted to with him. Kind of like how Winky Wright did to Felix Trinidad. He came forward, he pressured him, didn't give him any chances to pick his shots from the outside. Well, obviously, I'm not trying to compare Jose Ramirez to Winky Wright, so let's not get it twisted. I'm just giving you the similarities on how he fought his opponent, how to just give you an idea of how to neutralize your opponent's best offense and best weapons going into a fight. And that's what Ramirez did. Now, congratulations to him. He's down to the WBC super lightweight champion of the world. I picked him to win this fight. I know Nyota and I had a conversation about this, and I said, look, man, I know Nyota picked Imam to win it. But I said, look, man, I just don't think Imam has the mental strength. I have to repeat myself. I don't think he has the mental strength to win it. I think Ramirez is in much better condition. He's in much better form. He's been more active, and I think he just seems to be the better fighter from a technical standpoint. And hey, we seen what happened in there tonight. But anyhow, let's get to the scorecards, because this right here is very, very shady and suspect right here. Now, mind you, all three judges scored the fight for Ramirez, rightfully so. But nonetheless, this is the weird part, okay? The weird part is that one judge scored it 115 to 113. That was Max DeLuga. And then another judge, John McKay, scored it 117, 111. And John Stewart scored it 120, 108, which actually was the rightful score, okay? If anybody who scored this fight from an objective standpoint, you have to give all the rounds to Ramirez. There's no way in hell that Imam won one round. In fact, I really tried to see if I could give him the benefit of the doubt, but I can't, because he didn't try hard enough to even win a round. Okay, and the fact is 115, 113, 117, 111, that is very suspect. I mean, those judges, DeLuga and McKay, need to get their eyes checked or something. I mean, because no way in hell that Amon even won one round in that fight. But we all know there was some home cooking going on, given the fact that Amir Imam is a Don King fighter. We all know that was, obviously this is a top ranked event, obviously, but kind of co-promoted with Don King. So this was, that was been suspect there. So Anyhow, good win from Ramirez. Where does he go from here? I know Prograis is now the mandatory challenger to his title. We'll see what happens where that fight comes about. Will Ramirez, will he go ahead and try to seek a unification bout with either Mikey Garcia or Kyle Relic? I think, who's the WBO champion at 140? Oh, actually, there is no champion at 140. That's right. For the WBO, Terry Flanagan's going to be fighting for that title. So I got to see who he's going to be fighting against. But whoever it is, I'm more likely Flanagan is going to win that fight. But let's just say hypothetically, should Ramirez pursue unification bout, how would he fare against Terry Flanagan? I'll pick Ramirez to win that fight, to be honest with you. Mikey Garcia, I'm definitely picking Garcia to win it. And then Kyle Relic, I think Ramirez will beat Relic. Actually, that would be a tough fight. I think that's a 50-50 fight. Let me take that back. But anyways, let me know what your thoughts about this. I'm out. Peace.